Yo, what's going on, guys? Lightning Man 26 here, and today I'm going to be doing a video that I wanted to do for a long time. I'm going to start a little series basically showing you guys all the jerseys that I wanted to. In this episode, it's counter color. So, as you could tell, it's actually me from the future. I realized I was filming this and about to post it and completely forgot to film the intro. But before we get started, feel free to like, subscribe, comment, all that kind of stuff. These are in alphabetical order, and let's just go ahead and get this started. So we're going to start off with Anaheim. And for Anaheim, I was very happy with them going back to the orange for their jersey. This is, reversed. So I went with the black. I could have gone with the gold, but I don't think the gold would have looked that good. So I went with black. And is it better? I'm going to say yes. I think the logo pops more on the black. I think the orange with the shade they use, I think it's better as a secondary color rather than a home color. If they had a primary color, if they had the brighter orange that they used in the past, I think it would have looked great. But for this, I'm gonna say yes, this is better. Boston. So Boston just went back to kind of the retro look that they have, and it looks really nice. This in gold, I don't think this is better. Gold is such a risky color, and it's hard to execute it properly, and I don't think the logo pops as much on the gold as it does the black. So I'm going to say no, this isn't better. But it's still not bad, but yeah. Buffalo. No, for the same reason, it's just too risky. Gold is such a risky color, and also Buffalo made probably the best decision in NHL history going back to the royal blue. So that's one of my favorites. So no, this isn't better. Calgary. Same reason. No. Gold, risky, and yeah, they going back to the retro, great decision. And also, you'll notice the outline on the logo, the gold, is a different shade than the actual jersey, so that bugs me. But ignoring that, I still don't think it's better. Carolina. So when this came out, I was thinking, okay, I don't know if that storm flag logo would really work on red, if it would look good. But I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, this actually looks amazing. I love it. I really do. I'm going to say yes. I think this is better. The red allows the shoulders to show more. On the black, they felt really dark, really dingy and faded in. With this, you can really see it. I think it works. I got rid of the shoulder patches, but still, this looks awesome. So yes, Chicago. This is crazy because Chicago has that black third that they use, which is great. They have the home jersey, which is one of my favorites. Whether this is better or not than their home jersey is a good question, because I do love that home jersey. But this is also a great, great jersey. I think because we have the black alternate that currently exists, I'm going to say no,
this isn't better than their home jersey. And again, before you guys comment this, because this, you guys are definitely going to shred me for this in the comments. There's going to be a lot of you saying, like, looking at this, it's like, that's not their home jersey. That's not their home jersey. That's your old home jersey. I know. I decided to do that because the Centennial jersey, it's what it's how it sounds. It's a Centennial jersey. It's only for one season, so I'm not gonna go out and use this as like a one season thing. So like for people that watch this, like next year, say they didn't know that the Blackhawks had a jersey last year, and I used that Centennial one, and they look at this and they're like, "That's not their home jersey." That's why I didn't do it. So this, I know this is their previous home jersey, and I know this is gonna be their home jersey moving into next year. But I don't think this is better, and I just wanted to clear that up. Colorado. Colorado, I look at this, and I think, isn't this their jersey? Like, haven't they done this? I know their current jersey is burgundy, but, like, haven't they done this in the past? And then I went through their history, and realized that, no, they've never done this. And it feels so weird that they've never done this, because this looks so natural. Now, is it better than the home jersey? Yes, I think it is. I have the home jersey. I love it. But this is amazing. This is genuinely amazing. And I think the blue fits the Avalanche name better than the burgundy. So I'm going to say yes, this is better. Columbus. Okay, Columbus, this is a nice jersey. I'll be honest. Alternate, fine. Cannon, love it, but this would be a good alternate. Now, is it better than the home jersey? If I were looking at this individually, just like a jersey, I would say yes. Yes, it is. But then we got to take into account the team name. You're called the Columbus Blue Jackets. It would be weird for the Columbus Blue Jackets to wear red at home. So with that in mind, I'm going to say no. But if they weren't called the Blue Jackets, they were called something else, and they came out with this, I would definitely say yes. But for now, since they're called the Blue Jackets, I'm going to say no, they're not. Dallas. Again, this is a great jersey. Great alternate. Love it. But as far as it being better than the home jersey, I mean, Victory Green. That's their thing. Like, that is their color, Victory Green. And if they didn't, I like the fact that they're really embracing that with their home jersey. So if this was their home jersey, would you make the green one an alternate, or would you keep their current alternate? I don't know. So with that in mind, I'm going to say no, just because, Victory Green, that's their thing. Moving on. Detroit. Like Colorado, they haven't done this. And I don't know how. They haven't done this. We've been asking for this for years. Just make a great alternate, great reverse retro, just anything. We want a black jersey from Detroit, and they're not giving it to us. Now, is it better than the home? No. Detroit's home is iconic. I love it. I don't have it, and I want it, but it is iconic. It really is. So yeah, I'm gonna say no for. I'm gonna say no for Detroit, but it's gonna be nice to see. Edmonton. No, I don't like Edmonton in orange. It just doesn't look as good. It definitely looks better than the orange jersey they had in the Adidas years, but I still don't really love it. And like Buffalo, like Calgary, they made a great decision going back to the blue one. So I just don't think this orange one really compares to that. So I'm going to say no for this one. And the numbers are a bit hard to read. I actually just realized that. Moving on. Florida. Abso-freaking-lutely. I mean, Florida has one of the best home jerseys in the league. The logo, not so much. But jerseys, it's amazing. But this is sick. That stripe, the thing is that gold is so light, and the white is obviously white, and then their red is also light, so I feel like the stripe in the background blends in a lot. But then you have the navy, it allows that stripe to really stand out. The neck pops a lot more. You have the red stripe on the bottom. And yes, that's another thing with their current home jerseys. They have a thin blue stripe at the bottom of the jersey, but you don't notice it. With this, you really notice that it's there, and I love it. So I'm going to say yes, this is better. LA. Well, what do you really do? LA, they have the most boring color scheme in the league. Black, white, silver. They've done black, they've done white. The only thing to do is silver. I don't think this looks better. I think it would have been better. I do think I made a mistake. They have I wanted to do reverse color, counter color. So like, it was just taking their home jersey and making it a different color. On this, if you don't know with LA, some other teams do this: Toronto, Tampa, Vancouver, St. Louis, or not St. Louis, Boston. They have different colored logos based on the color of the jersey. So on the home, the logo is gray. On the away jersey, it's black. If I was able to use the black logo from the away jersey, I think this would look a lot better. But with the gray of the home jersey, I just think it gets lost. And also, gray is just, again, like white, or not white, like yellow, risky. So I'm going to say no, this isn't better. I still don't really love their current home jersey, but I don't think it's better. Minnesota. No. And for one specific reason. Well, two. Number one, reminds me of Christmas. The red, the green, the off-white, just reminds me of Christmas. And then, number two, second reason, I said it once, I'll say it again. Minnesota Wild have the best logo in professional sports. And I don't think it looks as good on red as it does in green. And I love their current home jersey for a reason. This just doesn't look as good. Moving on, Montreal. Okay, now this is one of the only teams that you'll see, only jerseys that you'll see throughout this whole thing, this whole list, that has actually been done. Like, Montreal, they did this. They actually did this for their reverse retro. Now, Montreal fans, I'm about to say something that's probably going to trigger you. Feel free to shred me in the comments for this. I don't like your current jersey. I don't. After seeing this, I'm not that big of a fan. I don't hate it, but I don't love it as much as most people do. So, as far as it being better, I'm going to say yes. I think it is better. I love this jersey. Now, granted, they didn't win a single game wearing it, so it's cursed. But I do think it looks better. Nashville. This one's hard because I've been going back and forth as to whether this is better. I'm in the minority. I love Nashville's current home jersey. I really do. The gold just looks amazing. Now, I look at this, and I don't know, something about it just looks really cool. I honestly don't know if it's better. I think this is gonna be one where if I'm gonna have a different opinion on different days. Like if I probably come back tomorrow, my opinion's gonna be the same, different. For now, I'm gonna say no. I don't think it's better, but again, that could change. You never know, because this is amazing. But as of right now, I'm gonna say no. It would nice to be. It would nice to see this as an alternate, but no. New Jersey. Okay, like Detroit, like Colorado, how they've never done this. They've never done this. They've never done a black version of their jersey. And how? How have they never done this? New Jersey fans, hockey fans, have been asking for a black New Jersey alternate for so long. And they gave it to us, but we didn't ask for the Blackhawks Winter Classic with jersey on it. We wanted something like this. They didn't give it to us. So the fact that they never done this is shocking. Is it better? Yes, it's definitely better. Moving on. The Islanders. No, this isn't better. Their home jersey is one of the best in the league. I don't really like the neck, but their home jersey is one of the best in the league. The blue is amazing. And the orange, I think, is just too bright. I don't think it works. So I'm going to say no. Rangers. No. No. Kind of a similar situation to the Blue Jackets. Your nickname's the Broadway Blue Shirts. You can't really have a jersey in red. Now, it's interesting. When the Rangers released the Liberty jersey in 96, they had a whole bunch of designs, like unused designs for the Rangers. And I believe this was one of those designs. I'm happy they didn't end up using it. But this looks, it still doesn't look bad, but it's not as good, and with their name, I just don't think you could have it. Ottawa. Well, Ottawa's interesting. I think this is definitely better. I think the red, I like the Senators in red more. I think it allows, it allows the black to like blend in more, be more cohesive with the red, and I think the gold pops off it. Like the gold from the logo pops off it more. So I'm gonna say yes. I think this is better. This one's hard. Like I don't really have a legit reason for this one, but I think it is better. Philly. Philly's interesting because they have had the same home jersey for a long, long time. I personally don't think this is better than the orange jersey. I do love their orange jersey. And I don't really know why, because I don't love their orange. I don't really like Flyers jerseys, like any Flyers jerseys. So I don't really have a definitive reason to say that the orange one is better. But I just think it is. Moving on. Pittsburgh. Okay. Actually, I take that back when I said that the Montreal one was the only one that they actually used. Pittsburgh did use a version of this in like the 80s, and I don't think it's better. The black is iconic, nostalgic, back-to-back cups in the 90s and in 2016 or 17. So successful, and I think the logo definitely pops more. So I'm going to say no, this isn't better. You notice I'm kind of speed running this. I don't know how long this video is. So, yeah. And like I said, I'm trying to get 2 videos out. So, I'm sorry if I'm going through this a little quick. San Jose. Like Dallas, they're teal. Their motto is, we bleed teal. not black. This would make a great alternate, I'll say that. But you got to keep the teal home jersey, so I'm gonna say no. This isn't better. I still don't really like their home jersey, but I think the teal is better. Seattle. This is amazing. This is amazing. I have their home jersey. And I love it. I love it. But this looks amazing too. You know what? This might sound kind of crazy. I'm going to say it seems a little light. Actually, ooh. I'm going to say yes. Even though it's a little light, I'm going to say yes. I think this is better. I don't know why. I do. I think this is better. Moving on. St. Louis. Okay, like Boston, like Buffalo, like Calgary, I mentioned this. Yellow or gold, very risky. This isn't better. This isn't better. I'm still not a fan of, like, St. Louis's home jersey. I like the old one. I don't hate it, but I like the old one more. This, I don't think it's better. Tampa. Well, need I say anything? I think you guys could answer this by looking at it. Yes, this is better. And this is a hard one because it's not, honestly, it's an easy one because you think about it, it's not hard to make a jersey that's better than the current Tampa jersey. It's too close to Toronto. It's too close to Toronto. We want black back in our history. And if you don't want to change the logo or the design, just do this. Just do this. Or the inverse of this. You do blue jersey with black striping. That would look sick. But this, definitely better. Toronto. Like Detroit, they only have two colors, blue and white. They did black as well. So the only thing they have left is gray, and this isn't better. Their home jersey is amazing. It's iconic. This just isn't better. Utah. Good alternate. If I had done this video a couple weeks ago, I would have said, yes, this is better. But after getting my Utah jersey, it's a Utah Hockey Club jersey, but after getting it and seeing it in person, I think I like the current one more. So I'm going to say no, this isn't better, but it would make a great alternate. Vancouver. No. They don't look as good in green. The the blue is what they're known for. It's amazing. Obviously, if you really wanted to go with counter color, you could have gone black. But they have the skate, so no. I decided to go green instead, and it doesn't look that good. So, no, it's not better. Vegas. Yes, it is. I respect the gold. I understand how crazy it is. And it's Vegas, let's be honest. But there's not a lot to say. So I'm going to say yes, this is better. Washington, no. I like the red more. I don't really think Washington and Navy looks that good. I do think the red is better. I'm going to say no, this isn't better. And then last but not least, Winnipeg. Aviator blue. Again, I think this would be a good alternate. But I'm still going to say yes because of how long they've used their current home for. They've used their current home for a long time. And this does look good. It's something different. So, if they were to come out with this, I think it would be amazing. I think it would sell. And I definitely do think it's better. Now, that is all the teams. I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, like, subscribe, comment. You can go through each team and comment whether you think their jersey is better than the current one or not. You could maybe comment your favorites, top 3, just whatever you want. And I will see you guys in the next video.